welcome back to Vintage Vera Bradley. I thought I'd do a quick comparison for you of a new item that's in a new pattern with something I already have, and a lot of folks may have this, so you can get a good idea of what this new item is like. This here on the right is the Ultimate Travel Case in the pattern Enchantment, which is a new winter pattern in recycled cotton. Let me measure this one. And so I always like to measure myself to verify. So it's 11 inches wide. It is about almost 7.5 inches high. And then the depth part of it is a little tricky. Let me do that on this one, and I'll explain here in a second why I have two of these. There's a backstory. If you just measure this part, that's just the base of the main interior area. That's a little bit more like 4 1/4, but it has two areas on the outside, and I would say that that gets you close-ish to the 5.5 inches that they tell on the website. It's maybe a little bit shy of the 5.5 inches. Then the strap drop, and I have t-shirts inside of this one to get it kind of straightened out, is right at 3 inches. So the description online is pretty close. I would say it's maybe not quite 5.5, and you need to know that that 5.5, the main part of it is closer to 4, and then you get some additional space on the exterior here. So let's go back out here and here. And then this is a Performance Twill large blush and brush case in Strawberry Ice, one of my favorite colors of pink, a nice dusty pink. And it is also 11 inches wide, 7.5 inches high. And let me get this flattened back out. It's kind of creased from where I store it. So get that pushed back out there. And it's right at 4 inches deep. And let me show you what this new one looks like, and then I'll show it as a comparison for folks who may have this. So on this new item, the Ultimate Travel Case, you have a front zippered area. Whoops, that's the back. Sorry. Here's the front. The front zippered area, and my pattern placement on this one that I ordered from Amazon was okay. It has 2 foxes, but it's off center. I was just kind of like, meh. The reason why I have 2 is I ordered this one from Vera Bradley on the 10th of October, and pretty immediately got an email saying it was confirmed, the order was confirmed, but then days and days and days went by, and there was no further information, so I didn't know if it was going to be canceled. Anyway, I got nervous, so this one was priced at the same $29 price as the introductory price on this one. So I went ahead and grabbed one just so I knew for sure I would get one. Amazon doesn't cancel orders, so it's not an issue with Amazon. And so it arrived, and it's not, again, I'm not really a fan of the pattern placement, except for I do like the foxes, but I was going to keep it if this never delivered, if in fact my order got canceled, which I personally have experienced. So this was my safety net. All right, so let me show you. You have this area here that has a flap. It's plasticized, and then it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops, but there's nothing down here at the bottom, okay? So I'm going to show you as a comparison on the Performance Twill one what that front area looks like. All right, so the Performance Twill one, you have a longer flap, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But you see they're little actual pockets. And this whole thing's plasticized, except for obviously these aren't. And then you have a zipper area here that's all plasticized behind, and the whole thing is contained. As a comparison, the zipper area here starts a little bit lower down, so it's not quite as deep, and it's mesh. So one potential issue I do see, I don't really use makeup brushes much. If I do, it's just for blush, and it's not a long-handled one. So I would probably just put that in a Ziploc bag and just toss it in here somewhere else. But if you did use brushes and you had any kind of residue there on the handles, when you close that here, there's nothing to protect this area from getting kind of yucky. This flap probably should have maybe gone down all the way, or they could have done pockets. So that's one difference. Then the main area it's all plasticized. You have 1, 2, 3, and they're as wide as my whole hand, so pretty wide, stretchy loops. And there's not anything on this side. See, nothing on that side. As a comparison, here in the Performance Twill one, you have 2 very wide pockets, and same thing on the reverse wall. And on the Performance Twill, there's nothing on the back, so it's just these 2 areas that I showed you. Now, the thing that they don't have visible on the Vera Bradley website is I could tell there was a zipper, and I'm like, what's hidden behind the zipper? Why aren't they showing that area? Folks want to know what it is. I did. So, ta-da, here's what it is. I was a little, I guess, slightly let down that they didn't go ahead and plasticize this area and put the pretty print in there. But here's what it is. You have 1, and they're about 3 fingers wide. 1, 2, that one's really tight. That's more like a 2 finger. 3 finger, 3 finger, 2 finger. So slip areas there. And then you have a pretty wide half depth pocket that's open. And then you have one that's the same width as that's zippered. So that is what is behind the secret back panel on the Ultimate travel case. So here's I'll zoom in here. So that's what that looks like. And I'll just do a quick comparison so you can see how pattern placement can make a difference. I do like that I got foxes here, but this was partially cut off and just off center. And then on the back, same thing, although again, I do get 2 foxes. But my main interest was the symmetry of the pattern. It just seemed like that would be much prettier, and I was right. So thankfully, it was worth the wait. The one that came today from Vera Bradley, it finally arrived today. I ordered it on the 10th, and today is the 17th. But I strongly suspect the only reason why it even arrived now is I did a private Facebook message to Vera Bradley on their Facebook page with my order number and just said, hey, I received a confirmation that my order was confirmed, but I don't see any movement. Could you please check on it? And they were able to give me a tracking number. But then I checked back on the Vera Bradley website and it still says that it's processing, which even right now it still says it's processing, even though it's delivered. So obviously something's wrong with that. Something about their most recent sale must have overwhelmed that part of their website. So that's not accurate because obviously it's here with me. But look at how pretty this is. So smack dab in the middle, almost right in the middle, just slightly off center, but probably about as good as you're going to get. is this whole configuration and then the 2 horses. So I get the full horses. Now I miss out on not having foxes. I look to see if I have a part of, oh, there's a fox. I do have a whole fox right here on the side. And then on the back, I was also impressed with not perfect symmetry, but at least close-ish. Like these could be over this way just a smidge, but I got both peacocks, and again, almost 2 full horses, just missing a slight part of a tail. So because that's the main part of the pattern I like, I'm going to keep this one, and I'll be returning this one to Amazon. So I hope that helps, that a lot of folks probably have, or are more likely to have, this item, the large blush and brush case in Performance Twill. And I think they may even also have made this in cotton. This is the only one I have. That it's pretty close to what this is. Hope this helps.